You might walk out of your dentist's office totally relieved that you don't have any cavities. But here's the scary part. There might be something totally worse lying underneath your teeth that you're totally ignoring. You see, most people don't realize that the #1 reason that people lose all of their teeth and end up in dentures isn't because of cavities. It's because of gum disease. Today I'm going to show you why your gums are way more important than you think. I think this is an important topic because so many times people come in and I do their checkup after the hygienist cleans their teeth. The hygienist gives the gum assessment. I come in and I see no cavities. But the hygienist and I both agree that this patient has gum disease and they gotta focus on this. But usually the patient just hears, no cavities, great, no problem. I'm gonna continue to brush once a day and skip flossing. Most people think if they have no cavities, it automatically means that they're totally fine. But your gums are the foundation of your teeth. They are what hold your teeth in place. And if you have gum disease, then this foundation can start to fail. So gum disease starts as gingivitis. This is the most mild form of gum disease, and this is totally reversible. So gingivitis starts as bleeding gums. Your gums will start to bleed like if you brush or if you floss or when the dentist or hygienist are cleaning underneath your teeth. This is because your gums are super inflamed, and this is because all these blood vessels are there and all this blood supply is there because of bacteria, and this bacteria is not being cleaned away. Now, if gingivitis gets worse, it can start progressing. It can progress into something called periodontitis. Now, periodontitis is irreversible. You cannot get what you lost back. Periodontitis is when your gum disease doesn't just affect your gums, it also affects your bones, or the bones that hold your teeth in place. If this gets worse, it can start leading to bone loss, where you start losing the bones, and then typically when you lose your bone around your teeth, the gums will follow. So this is how you can get gum recession. And that can make your teeth look longer as your gums start pulling back. And over time, if this keeps getting worse, it can make your teeth even more loose. And if this keeps progressing and keeps getting worse, this is the #1 reason that people end up losing all of their teeth. Now, the reason that most people totally ignore this is because gum disease is usually painless. Usually don't even notice that you have gum disease. And most people just ignore bleeding gums because they say, hey, if I'm gonna floss and the floss is causing my gums to bleed, I'll just stop flossing. Problem solved. The other reason it's typically ignored is a lot of times gum disease isn't noticeable. Like sometimes people end up with like a really bad smell and you can totally smell the gum disease. Or sometimes their gums look really like red and puffy and that can throw off their smile. But most of the time people don't really pay attention to the gum disease. But another reason that gum disease is super important is because it doesn't just stop in your mouth. There is a whole connection with your mouth with the rest of your body. And part of that is because the bacteria in your mouth, when they enter the bloodstream, they can travel to the rest of your body and contribute to other systemic diseases. Gum disease is linked with a higher risk of getting heart disease, strokes, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. So if you're totally ignoring your gums, you're also ignoring a potential higher risk of getting one of these diseases. So how can you protect your gums? Well, it's totally easy. And it's exactly what your dentist or your hygienist have been telling you to do all along. Go to your dental visits, brush gently twice a day, floss your teeth. And if you want, you can even add a water flosser on top of that to really complete your routine. If you skip doing one of these things, then you're gonna be at a much higher risk. Now, I will say you don't have to water floss if you're already flossing, but it can definitely help. Now, you also wanna avoid doing things that will damage your gums. So avoid using like nicotine pouches, avoid smoking, because both of these things can irritate your gums. Smoking is like one of the biggest red flags that contributes to gum disease getting worse. And also if you use like one of those nicotine pouches, like a Zyn, and you keep putting it on different spots on your gums or even in the same spot, it's gonna keep irritating those gums. And eventually that can cause gum recession and make the gum disease worse too. So just to recap, if you have no cavities, it doesn't mean you're in the clear. Make sure that your gums are healthy too. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel below. And I will see you in the next video. What if your next dental exam wasn't done by your dentist, but by an AI? AI is already doing a whole lot, even in dentistry. It's already detecting cavities, helping detect gum disease, and it's even helping with insurance. And that's literally just the beginning. But could AI actually be doing the actual drilling and filling and doing the day-to-day dentistry? Well, let's talk about